right, everybody. It is 4:06 p.m. or 4 p.m. colored people's time. And once again is the Saturday Soul live stream. And once again, it's me, Vince. And of course, we got more Olympia coverage. Nick Walker. Ugh. We're going to talk about him in a minute. No, Cassawari, it's not time for that yet. What's up, Jerry? And we're not going to do that neither. New dishwasher came in today. Looks mighty fine. Indeed, it does. So that's why the stream, normally I run it around 3, but they were putting it in, so I had to get things organized. But honestly, I could see why now I got it on sale. All of the controls are on the very top of the dishwasher, so I got to sort of reach under it there, the corners. Most homes usually don't allow for stuff like that, but the great one lives in the mobile home. Therefore, it's going to fit just perfectly fine. I just got to figure out... we'll talk about that in a minute. About David. Oh, boy. I'll be honest with you folks. The main thing as far as the Olympia is concerned is it's still a mess. It's been a mess for the past decade, actually. Nobody is exciting. It doesn't bring any interest. It doesn't bring anything to my heart anymore. Now, as far as David is concerned, he is somewhat closing ranks on things. So, and they've now found out that woman they found in his car has been festering in there for months. He's moved this home over to his mother's name. So, I'm expecting him possibly to be charged, or maybe he's just looking out for numero uno. Or it could be just business as usual as far as transferring the deeds and stuff like that. But the thing about it is that it's not a good look. What was she doing in that car? Now, folks, we got to give a moment of silence. One of my favorite actors, Diane Keaton, passed away. She just went and dropped dead. I'm like, God almighty. All right, we will give 1 minute of silence for Diane Keaton. Now, this is typically we don't give moment of silences to women because they're women, and we talk mostly about whores. But I actually like their acting, so 1 minute of silence, everyone. All right. You guys gotta understand, typically, I don't give moment of silences to women. We normally don't do that. We're piss troopers. But like I said before, she's one of my favorite actors, or was one of my favorite actors. Godfather, up there acting, I mean, just Manhattan, and stuff. Especially The Godfather. She was awesome in The Godfather. A good mafia movie, A lot of, if you guys seen some of the Woody Allen movies that she made, just, yeah. As far as David is concerned, I believe he said something of that to the sort there, But if he did what he did, then he'll have plenty of time to lift weights, and he had better become a bodybuilder or someone will build a body over his body. That's for sure. But I got hot cocoa today, little sticky. Well, no, not stick, just a little mini cigar stick. I'm not smoking actual sticky, folks. And of course, my water cup given to me by my good friend Pugman. Y'all be sure to thank Pugman. And I swear, where are my matches at? I thought I brought them in. Well, I guess I can use this here. Jeez. I don't think so. She dated Warren Beatty. I mean, she was almost 80 years old there, Grunge. I mean, they could have bumped up. I mean, they could have bumped, but, I wouldn't know about that. I remember her mainly being with Warren Beatty. Warren Beatty's a cool cat, too, so. We're up, Mike. We were giving a moment of silence for Diane Keaton. That's what we were doing. So Diane Keaton gets the rare honor of getting a moment of silence. From this channel. Like I said, she was a great actor. Too bad she had that last movie. Ugh, God. Horrible. But remember, you're weighed by the sum of all your things that you've done in life, not just one thing. You better have heard of her. Well, you may not be old enough to have heard of her, so never mind. I mean, she got well known acting in the Godfather series, so. She did some stuff back in the 60s and 70s and stuff, and she was pretty active. It's just the funny thing is, she just went and dropped dead. Like, I'm thinking, what the heck happened, It was just very odd. But, that's the thing, folks. You just never know when your time is up. But in any event, folks, let's talk about the Mr. Olympia. Now, a lot of people have been giving predictions and stuff. But I'm going to go, in this case, I'm not going to cover the, let's see who's live right now. Everyone seems to be covering that classic physique, for example. I'm going to have to go to RX Muscle. Oh, God, yes. That was an awesome movie too. Thanks for reminding me that something's got to give. Outstanding performance here. But I will tell you right now, folks, as I was stating, Derek Lunsford has got this locked up, basically. It's another win for him. But Nick Walker, he went and looked like dog shit. Yeah, I know. He was wild in that one. Ugh. So, folks, I'm going to show you guys this here. First off, I do got to show you guys Nextzilla. I mean, he's not well conditioned there. I mean, but that is just a dang freak. Nick Walker's problem is that he competed too much. How can you? I mean, he did the New York, he did the Pittsburgh. If you really want to, there's only so many times that you can get down to that competition level. In other words, so he ended up spilling over. So we'll just do this here. We'll play Nick's strength and power. He's always good at covering shit.
All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So the prejudging for the 2025 Mr. Olympia Men's Open Bodybuilding just wrapped up. You're looking at the pictures of the first call-out right here. So the first call-out was Hottie, Martin, Nick, Andrew, Derek, and Samson. It seemed to me like Derek and Samson were the standouts of this first call-out. And really, on first impressions, when we were watching all the individual routines before they did the call-outs, I think that Samson in the beginning was the standout, most impressive guy to me. It's definitely one of the leaner versions of Samson that we've ever seen. He definitely seemed...
Yeah, but look at, I mean, when you turn around back, look at Derek right there. Jesus Christ. I mean, his back is just crushing everyone's, although he has a pretty good back too, so he's just not posing it correctly.
Seems to have focused on condition for this show. I think one of the surprises of this call-out was Nick Walker stayed on the outside basically the entire time, and then not only that, but for the final call-out, the final four, the top four call-out, Nick Walker was not included. Andrew Jacked was. I'm sure there's a lot of unhappy Nick Walker fans right now. Nick,
really? Unhappy? I mean, look at him. He looks like freaking Mr. Potato Head. He's dieted down too many times within a year. He's not crisp. He's just, I mean, that's not a matter of over or under dieting. He's just tired. That's it.
Nick Walker seems to be looking at fifth place. So as you're looking at this call-out, the second call-out was Good Vito, Behruz Tabani, Brandon Curry, Jordan Hutchinson, Antonio Burton, and William Bonac.
It's time for it's time for Bonac and Brandon Curry just to call it quits. They're done. I was impressed with Andrew too. I mean, that's why I was pointing to that back there quick pump.
Good Vito, Brandon Curry, Antonio seemed to be the standouts of that call-out. The third call-out was everybody else, and the standout seemed to be Rubiel, Urs, and Regan. So the first call-out that you're looking at here is for first through sixth. The second call out that you were looking at was 7th through 12th place. Then third call out was everybody outside of 12th place. So even though Rubiel, and Regan were the standouts of that call out, they're looking to be outside of the top 12. Good Vito is looking to be inside of the top 10. But back to this first call out of 6, it was pretty clear that Derek, Hottie, and Sampson were the 3 standouts yet again. Martin Fitzwater looked great here. He was also in that call out with Nick battling for that 5th place spot. So that 5th place is either going to be Martin or Nick. Honestly, I was kind of leaning towards Martin on it for 5th. But let's go ahead and jump to some of the images and videos of that final 4 call out, because as the camera gets closer, I feel like you can see the physiques a bit better as it's cropped in on just 4 guys instead of 6. So they started out with just Sampson next to Hottie in the center. And eventually, they actually moved Sampson to the outside and never moved him back in. They actually ended.
Yeah, that's not a good look there. They've got him on the outside, so... And Andrew Jack is actually, in this pose, with a lean to the legs, Andrew Jack is looking a lot better than Sampson.
Did this final 4 call out with Derek and Hottie in the center. Now,
Hottie is a little bit leaned down this year, but Derek is just crushing it.
This was kind of interesting because, like I said earlier, when Sampson first walked out, I was most impressed with him. I feel like he may have faded a little bit towards the end, which is kind of what happened at the Arnold. So they did a full round of posing with Derek and Hottie in the center and Sampson on the outside, and they ended it there. So up until that final 4 call out, I would have said it was between Derek and Sampson. And in the beginning, I was leaning towards Sampson because this was a very conditioned version of Sampson. I really like the look that Sampson brought here, but kind of similar to the Arnold, I don't know if he was fully able to hold on to it the entire prejudging, hold on to that condition. And again, it feels very similar to the Arnold in the sense that Derek really seemed to hold on to his condition the whole way through. And then
yeah, because here's the thing, here's the reason being. How many contests has Derek done this year? Exactly. You know, how many shows did Ronnie... The one time that Ronnie almost lost the title at one time is when he went and did the Arnold Classic in 2001. And Jay Cutler almost tore him up for that. He almost lost that show. If you're already if you're a serious contender for the Mr. Olympia and you've already qualified for it, there's no reason that you should do any other shows. You want to win the big one, okay? Period. Whether you got to find a better sponsor or sugar daddy or something like that, you know, once you've qualified for the Mr. Olympia, then your entire concentration should be on the Mr. Olympia. That's what killed Nick. He's up there running around to the New York. He's running around to Pittsburgh, and you know, and that's exactly what happened. He didn't over or under diet. He's just exhausted. There's only so many times you can diet down within a given year's time for someone that size. Pugman, what's up, dog? We're just covering the Mr. Olympias and stuff.
As that final 4 call out progressed and it was just Derek and Hottie in the center, I really started to feel like it was between Derek and Hottie and no longer between Derek and Sampson.
It's between Derek and Hottie, you know. I think Hottie looks a little bit smaller this year, but he's still got the conditioning. But I still, like I said before, Hottie isn't at a point to where he's going to knock out Derek. He got to knock out the champ, folks, remember.
I feel like Hottie would...
Although, to be fair, they're both Mr. Olympias, so... We'll see. I think Derek's got this one.
Better and drier and harder as he posed. And when it was just him and Derek in the center and Sampson was on the outside, I feel like then my eyes were being drawn more to Hottie than either Derek or Sampson. And really, the only guy in this final 4 call-out that was never in the center.
Well, that is true, Ryan, but then I forgot both of them are Mr. Olympias, so... Yeah. But I think Derek's got this one.
Never in that center, too. was Andrew Jack. So I think Andrew Jack is almost definitely looking at 4th place because it seemed like they
No, he's going to get Andrew Jack's going to get 3rd.
were really comparing Hottie, Derek, and Samson for the majority of that call out. They were the guys that they moved around, and they didn't really move Andrew at all. And also, I do want to point out and give credit to the promoters of the Olympia. They did black out the backdrop for the entire prejudging. They even flashed a sign on the screen that said, "Please hold for the prejudging blackout." So they did completely black out the LEDs that were behind the bodybuilders. So they did answer the fans'
Yeah, that's very important. That way it displays their physique better.
wishes with the plain black backdrop for the prejudging, which I thought was a really nice touch. I gotta say, based on the way this is looking, I honestly think it looks like they're gonna go with Derek on this one. I know a lot of people might not like to hear that because when we did the poll of who do you guys think is gonna win the Olympia, 50-something thousand people voted on that poll, and only 5% picked Derek. This feels like a very similar situation to the Arnold. Derek is, I think, pretty close to that Arnold package, and it kind of felt the same where I feel like Samson kind of faded towards the end. Derek kind of remained pretty consistent throughout all the call-outs, and, you know, he was in the center of the first call-out, he was in the center of the final call.
Man, Hottie's abs are just phenomenal. I mean, they're just straight up crisp.
Out, and he was consistent all the way through. Even though Hottie got a little bit better and harder towards the end of prejudging, he looked like he was on the outside. Derek and Samson were in the center, and Hottie was in like the 3rd place comparison spot. Derek, to be fair, he was pretty complete. He was conditioned. He was consistent. He stayed the same all the way through. And like I said, first call out and final call out, he started and ended dead in the center, and his physique really didn't change much the whole prejudging. So it kind of feels like they're going to go with Derek on this one. So I think at the end of prejudging, all things considered in this final call out, I think it's going to be between Derek and Hottie at the end of prejudging. I think that's what you're going to see reflected in the scorecards. And I did
You know, I didn't even check. Keon win? Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured there for those reasons I mentioned there, because Clarita just had that really thick back there. What really hurt him, Ryan, is the back. Remember, you have to remember that bodybuilding shows are won with the back.
Predict Hottie to win initially, but I have a feeling they're going to go with Derek on this one. It seems like that's the direction they're leaning, and I just don't think Samson stayed consistent enough all the way through the prejudging. I just have a feeling Samson's not going to retain. I feel like we are going to hear the words "and new," and it's either going to be Derek or Hottie, I think. I think the only thing that would change that is if Samson comes in fuller tomorrow. He just, by the end of this thing, he just looked kind of flat. He lost a little bit of his pop. Maybe he went a little bit overboard chasing that condition. On the individuals, I thought he looked fine. Like I said, when he walked.
No, it isn't that. It's just he did everything right. He didn't over or under. You have to understand when it comes to bodybuilding at that particular top pro level, you're talking about millimeters. I mean, little micrometers as far as it's concerned. It all hinges not only on micrometers, but it's a matter of minutes. When you're at such a very low body fat level, your physique can change in 20, 30 minutes. You can be backstage and look great and then come out 30 minutes later and be drastically different there. It's just one of those things.
Walked out and he was on his own. He looked impressive, but towards the end of this prejudging, I think he lost a bit of that pop, that kind of wow factor that he had. And I think he needs to come back fuller for the finals tomorrow.
Arnold Arcade. Blast physiques with aggressive lasers. Unleash your arsenal of flash and trash. Armed with fog machines, lasers, and an endless thirst for attention. Stack power in Flextress. Chase glory.
What is this?
In chasing gains. Play solo. Team up with a friend. Or battle online. And best of all, like the live stream, it's all free. Arnold Arcade. Download yours today.
Now, I also want to show you guys the second call.
Arnold Arcade, really? What does Tetris have to do with Arnold? Lame. I guess Arnold's just making those quick money grabs while he can.
Call out here. So of this call out, so in this call out, you had good Vito, Beirut Tabani, Brandon Curry, Jordan Hutchinson, Tonio Burton, and William Bonac. Of this call out,
it's time for Bonac to hang it up. I mean, he still looks great, but, you know, it comes to earning potential, in other words.
The guys that moved on to the 5 through 10 call out were Vito, Tonio, then Nick and Martin got added to it, Brandon and Bonac. So of this call out, you're mostly going to want to look at good Vito, Tonio.
I mean, I have Bonac in he's probably going to land in 10th or 11th at least. It's just time.
Brandon Curry and Bonac, because those are the
Brandon Curry definitely needs to retire. He's done for. He's done.
Guys that round out the top 10. So Hottie, Andrew, Sampson, Derek, those are going to be your top 4. And then Vito, Tonio, Martin, Nick, Brandon, Bonac, those guys will fill out the rest of the top 10. I'm kind of leaning towards Martin and Nick are definitely going to be 5 and 6. I don't know in which order. And when it comes to Nick, I feel like it came down to...
Now we're going to get to him. I mean, what a dreadful physique.
For me, he didn't look as detailed and sharp as he did.
Not only that, his quads are down. So with the quads being down, it makes those veins in his legs look even weirder than they are. I mean, look at them. His quads are not as big as they are usually. So when you have your quads down that low, it basically makes you top heavy when you do a front double bicep pose. So that's why he looks odd there. It's because his quads are not as big as they were. They need to, if they're not full. He's just exhausted. He needs rest.
At the Pittsburgh show, he looked a little bit off conditioning wise, especially even compared to Martin. I feel like Martin had a little bit more of a crisp look to him overall. I would have liked to see either Martin or Nick in that final call out and made it 5 guys. And honestly, I think probably Martin, as big of a fan of Nick Walker as I am, he just looked a little bit off. Something was off with his physique. The condition just wasn't hitting like the other guys that were in the top 4. He just didn't have that pop. He didn't seem to have that detail. He looks like he's probably looking at 6th realistically. And I'm not really mad about it. I mean, even though I'm a big Nick Walker fan and I thought he might be top 3, I think that
Bob is 95% of the time Bob is right. I mean, the guy started competing in the early 80s. Notice I said early 80s. I mean,
when you look at that top,
he's been around the block. I mean, he turned 60 in December, and Sean Ray turned 60 recently. I mean, he's watched, he's judged, he's emceed enough shows to know what works and what doesn't work. So, as I stated before, his quads are down, and ultimately it makes his physique top heavy. But he didn't over or under diet or anything. He's tired. He's just tired, that's all. He's done too many shows. So he's not going to be in crisp condition there for the Mr. Olympia because his body needs a break.
Top 4, Hottie, Andrew, Sampson, and Derek. I don't think Nick brought that level of wow factor that they brought. Despite all the updates that we saw from Nick, I think that was a solid top 4. I think all of those guys, especially Andrew, really brought it. I think this was probably, I would say arguably, the best Andrew jacked maybe that we've ever seen, conditioning-wise. And I don't think that realistically I would have had Nick beating any of them. This was not the Pittsburgh Pro version of Nick for sure. I mean, we didn't even get to see Nick stand next to Derek.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, Bob would know the same thing I would know, that, okay, he's done too many shows. He knew good and well that he wasn't going to be able to get into his body would be too exhausted and he would show up like this. So, yeah.
At all, at any point during this prejudging. They never moved Nick even close enough to Derek to see them next to each other. So it was there was a very clear gap between Nick and Derek, which didn't.
He didn't deserve to be next to Derek. He did not deserve to be next to Derek.
Not exist at the Pittsburgh show. And something is just telling me here that Nick is going to wind up probably in 6. So we'll see what happens with the finals. I feel like a lot could change for the finals because none of these decisions really seemed super firm. Like even that top 4 call out, it seemed like it was between.
No, it's going to be Derek, then Hottie, then Andrew, and then Samson.
Derek and Samson the whole prejudging, but as Samson faded, then it kind of seemed like it was Derek and Hottie. So even that didn't seem super set in stone, and maybe that could change at the finals. Maybe someone looks a lot better. And I feel like Samson does have the most room to get a lot better for the finals. I think he needs to fill out a bit, come in fuller. And I feel like he could bring the most improved look to the finals and have like a big swing in points if he looks a lot better. So it could still be between Derek and Samson, but I guess we'll have to see what happens at the finals. But right now, I think it's between Derek and Hottie, and I feel like they're leaning towards Derek on this one. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What are your predictions based on these call-outs? If I really had to predict it, I'd say Derek winning, Hottie second, Samson third, Andrew fourth as of prejudging, and that could change for the finals. Oh, I also wanted to mention Good Vito, too. Good Vito is going to be top 10. I think probably, honestly, in my predictions, I had Vito.
Needs a little bit more muscle maturity, but he's definitely on his way. If he plays his cards right, then yeah.
Vito in 8th, that might be one of the only predictions that comes true. I can see Vito being right around 8th. I could see that for sure. I thought he looked really impressive here. And he actually ended up outshining Beirut. So Beirut looks like he's going to be on the outside looking in because he wasn't in that second call-out that included Martin and Nick. So that would have been the final guys included in the top 10. And it was Vito, Tonio, Martin, Nick, Brandon, Bonac. I think I would have Vito over Brandon and Bonac. So if Vito is 8th, then I would say you would put Tonio in 7th. Nick 6th, Martin 5th. I don't know, very interesting stuff, but it looks like yet another year at the Olympia. Derek, Hottie, and Samson are your top 3. Not necessarily in that order, but yet again, the top 3 remains those 3 guys. It looks like, again, based on the fact they never moved Andrew to the inside, it looks like it's going to be one of those guys again this year. And right now, I feel like the judges are leaning towards Derek. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Comment your predictions, all that good stuff. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, click that bell notification icon if you have not already. And as always, I love you guys, appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power signing out.
Yeah, I think Jack has got 3rd, but they may just give it to. But in any event, tough break for him and tough break for Nick Walker. But you know what? It is what it is, and what it's going to be is what it's going to be. I mean, there's no better way to slice it or dice it. It has nothing, Quick Pump, it has nothing to do with gear. He didn't over or under diet. He's just, his body is at quits here. Essentially put, it's quitting time. He needs to rest.
We see kind of 2 things. We have a bodybuilding-esque physique in Mike, and we have the more classic physique in Ramon.
I'm Dave Palumbo, founder of Species Nutrition. I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work and are backed by science. From my earliest bodybuilding days, I believed in only putting the best in my body. And that lives on in the Species Nutrition line of products. We use only top-of-the-line formulations dosed for maximum results and the best flavoring systems available. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution. Wesley Vissers, a champion in his own right. Chris Aceto. We're going to wrap up the action here. It looked like when it was all said and done, Ramon Dino was standing next to Mike the Badass for the title. Who do you got?
I have, by a very small margin, Ramon Dino. Ramon Dino. That's right.
Why?
Because structurally, well, first let's start with Terrence Rufford. For me, the best pure tie-in, flex wheeler, shape, flow, symmetry, and by himself, I thought he was the winner. When he came out, I thought that he would win. And then when they
Quick Pump, he's going nowhere in placings. It doesn't matter how much rest he gets. He's done. Best thing he can do is hold the line. And because here's the thing, Quick Pump. Once you start getting compared from 5th to 10th, you're done for. He's not going to go back up to the top 3 or top 5 or anything. I've not looked really too much at the classics there. I'll be honest with you, I don't pay too much. I haven't paid too much to the classics, mainly just the 212 and the Mr. Olympia, but I'll be able to check it now, though, and I can give you my opinion.
compared him to Mike's a bigger guy, wider, and Ramon's even wider.
See, the thing about it is, Quick Pump, it only takes me a few minutes to make a determination as far as to who's going to win a show or not, or who is in the league.
Like Wesley, and taller.
Armin's an idiot. He's an idiot for saying that. He doesn't need to hang it up. He just needs to only do maybe one show just to qualify, and that's it. Once he's qualified, and hopefully he qualifies very early in the year, just to wait until the Mr. Olympia. That way his body is ready, it's acclimated, and those receptors are going to be in place to where he's going to be able to have a much better successful showing.
Like Wesley. So during the comparison of the last call out, I thought that my eye was drawn towards the smallness of Terrence, and I don't mean that in a negative way. Just I went to Ramon and I went to Mike.
He's short.
So my mind.
I see this video, but what I want to see there is the actual pictures, Ryan. It's one thing to talk about I haven't had a chance simply to view the actual picture. So we're going to go back to Nick's strength and power there. Because what I need specifically is not commentary right now, Ryan. I need to know, because I haven't actually looked at any of the physique prejudging or anything. I've not looked at it.
All right, what's going on, you guys?
He's not so much toast. He's going to get a nice fat check there, Quick Pump. He's going to get a nice fat check, but but as far as him winning the Mr. Olympia, that's the thing. If you don't win the Mr. Olympia, there's first place and then there's the first loser. Second place is the first loser. Only one person can be Mr. Olympia. Nobody remembers second place, folks.
Nick here with Nick Strength and Power and the
Nobody
much
remembers the
anticipated
runner-up.
2025 Mr. Olympia Classic Physique prejudging just wrapped up. You're looking at the first call out here right now. It was an 8-man call out, including Michael DeBull, Justin Batterina, Hozema, Mike Sommerfeld, Rough Diesel, Ramon Dino, Menengate, and One Punch Naz, Niall Darwin. I know these pictures of the first call-out aren't great. You're really not going to find any great pictures or videos of the first call-out because there's 8 guys on stage. The camera's all the way zoomed out. It's hard to tell really much of anything, except for the fact that Mike Sommerfeld, Rough Diesel, and Ramon were the 3 standouts. They sent them back in line after this call-out.
I can't really tell.
The second call-out was another big call-out that included Breon Logan and Matt Grego. So you had, while you're looking at this call-out, I'll explain how the call-outs went. So you had a top 3 call-out that had Rough Diesel, Ramon, and Mike. You had a call-out of just Niall Darwin and Hozema. That would be for 4 and 5. And then you had another call out that was Menengate, Logan Franklin, Justin Batterine.
Yeah, these ain't good pictures here. Let me try something else here.
I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love. I'll be great one day, going.
Yeah, there's not really good pictures. These pictures. Oh, wait a minute. I might have something here. Yeah, this will work a little bit better. Well, the zoom isn't exactly what I need there. I need to see the definition and stuff there, Ryan. I don't think I'm going to get it with it. I will say I do like
Back double bicep.
I do like Diesel's physique. But man, his back is just
Dominoes and thighs.
This is going to be a little bit hard. One person looks good from the front, but looks bad from the back, and then vice versa.
Your favorite classic pose.
He's got one of those Joseph beards going for him.
Relax. Terrence and Mike switch. Spread out, guys. Front double bicep.
This one's kind of tough, actually.
Side chest.
I'll check it out in a minute, Ryan.
Back double bicep. Classic pose.
I mean, they are sliced to ribbons here.
Relax. Ramon and Mike switch.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, any of these three could win. Right now, I don't see it. There's not a clear victor in this. There really isn't.
Gentlemen, spread out.
Dino looks good.
Give
Mike
yourselves a
looks good.
second.
Rough Diesel
And hit
looks
a front
good
double
too.
bicep.
All three of them look good. It's going to be very hard to decide. Look, I mean, look at Dino. Jeez.
Side chest. Back double bicep. Dominoes and thighs. Great job back in line.
Yeah, this one's going to be a very close contest there, Ryan, in Quick Pump. That's any one of them. Any one of them can have it. Any one of them.
Is Ramon Dino gonna take home the 2025?
These pictures are
Olympia
much
title
better.
in the
Thanks,
men's
Ryan.
Classic Physique division. Sure looks like it. Judging off this picture here, they have him in the center with Mike Sommerfeld and Terrence Ruffin to each side. He's the biggest guy, structurally speaking, as well. Oh, wait a second now. Wait a minute. They have Terrence Ruffin in the center now, and he does have, I think, the best overall balance. Could be the best conditioned. Hard to tell from one shot, but he has a very aesthetic look. So it could be Terrence Ruffin. He could win the Classic Physique division title, Olympia title. Or are they settling on Mike Sommerfeld? He would be the guy on most people's prediction lists, prediction videos. And I gotta say, seeing them on stage, Terrence Ruffin, he's very good.
You see, that's the issue there. There's no definitive winner there, Ryan. None from these physiques here. I can't say one looks better. I mean, each one has a certain amount of flaws, but not really much.
Good sized wheels on the guy. Very impressive. But I think Mike, being just a little bit bigger, I think he could get the victory. Now, Ramon Dino, he has a lot of fans, a lot of supporters. But I think they're just very loyal fans. And you can't get mad at that. Absolutely not. I just don't see him getting even second prize. I think he would get third prize, if you ask me, judging by the front double. But there's a few more poses. I didn't get a side chest, I'm sorry. I was enjoying the event. It's hard to get screenshots of that nature. You should get the pay-per-view anyway. It'll be worth it, guys. History is in the making. I believe we are going to crown a new Mr. Olympia champion, or just Olympia champion. Mike's winning in the back, I think. Balance? Hey, Terrence Ruffin. He is a gooder, for sure. And Ramon, I'm not so sure. I mean, his conditioning's good. I just honestly think he needs to work on his posing first and foremost. He needs to be working on his posing night and day. Absolutely, it can be very frustrating for fans just to see this year after year. As soon as they see these guys, they were not practicing their posing as much.
I would have to
Much as
disagree.
they should, anyway. You see that with Michael.
They have their
But having
strengths and
said that,
flaws.
This Terrence
Any
Ruffin,
one of these can be
he is
Mr.
a
Olympia.
statue. Very good poser. Mike Sommerfeld as well. Those two dudes. So when you're talking classic physique, here is the abs and thigh. Now in terms of the back, I could even see Terrence Ruffin defeating Mike Sommerfeld in that pose. Now the abs and thigh as well. I like Terrence a little bit better than your Mike Sommerfeld. It is the V-taper. Maybe the quads bowing out as well. But Mike Sommerfeld would win. I'll tell you why. Because he has thin skin, just like glass. He is way more conditioned, and you can see that when you watch the video footage. So I urge you, get that pay-per-view. I'm telling you, history will be made. I did mention, I'm thinking there is going to be a new Olympia champion crowned. You guys at home, shaking your head. Of course there is. Marks Max Muscle Bumstead retired. Well, Breon, he's a former champion. If he won it, it'd be the same champion as... Who's the guy that won it before him? Old Danny Hester. Isn't that his name? Old Hester, the protester. But either way, you could suggest that Ramon Dino will be the brand new Classic Physique Division champion. And Bob Ciccarello, he did a little poll. He asked the audience who they want to be a champion. They all cheered for Ramon Dino. But I think, sadly, he will remain the people's champion. And in my opinion, he might even get third. I think Mike Sommerfeld is going to win. Terrence Ruffin,
there's no real pick there. So I'm gonna go with Sommerfeld, actually. But if either Dino or Ruffin wins, I'm not gonna doubt it at all. I mean, we're talking millimeters. Not one of them, not all three of them. They're not exact. They all look great. I don't think there's going to be any complaints if one is picked over the other.
Is a statue, and that type of behavior can be rewarded. More so in this division, I believe. Condition-wise, I mean, Ramon, he nailed it. But it's all for naught if you don't learn how to drive that car. You get a brand new car and don't even know how to take them turns.
Yeah, his posing is fine.
Nice
what is he
slick.
talking about?
That's how you pose. It's like you drive a car. Hit thumbs up on the video. I will let you know who wins, obviously.
There's no definitive winner. We're talking millimeters, so this show will not be decided until later on. It's gonna, I mean, as far as this is concerned, it's gonna really depend on essentially how they show up. I mean, this round I would say is a complete wash. Nobody is ahead of each other. Nobody. But folks, I'm going to keep things open until 5:05 p.m. Get your questions in. And or donation. Yep, it's like football. It's a game of inches. So none of them have. I'm just gonna call this one a wash. The show will be decided when they show back up, whenever they do their final posing routine in the finals, as far as classic physique is concerned. I think the guy was a little too harsh on Dino. Dino looked great. Posing, his posing is fine. I mean, he was showing off his physique just fine. That's the purpose of it. You know, shows are not won by how well someone can pose. I mean, think about it. King Kamali went and put all his body armor on, danced, break danced, and everything like that. He didn't win any shows when he turned pro. He did not win one pro show. Posing don't win shows. Shows are won on the back. Literally. Yeah, I like Dino too there, Ryan. I mean, no, you're not being biased. You're right. I like Dino. I mean, I say Sommerfeld will win simply just due to the overall crisp, but barely. They can give it to Rough Diesel or Ruffin or whatever they want to call him. They can also give it to Dino. Nobody is going to complain, whoever they give it to. It's kind of an odd... It's just that it's an odd situation where you have three outstanding physiques. mean, Ruffin has a great physique there, too. And he's done the thing before, though, so, I mean... But we'll just have to see, folks. I mean, really. The show's gonna be... The show wasn't decided then. Plans for the day. I got the new dishwasher in. So I'm gonna clean. I got the house airing out. I may scrub the very back in order for it to be prepared to be stained. If anything, I just need to clean it. It's pretty dirty. But I'm gonna enjoy this evening here, so. Not a good one there, Quick Pump. Like I said before, Breon's not, I mean, if you're not winning, you're just spinning. There's nobody remembers second place Quick Pump. And those divisions, they don't get much money. They don't get shit at all. But Classic Physique will eventually, the amount of money from Classic Physique will eventually overtake the money that's in overall bodybuilding. That's just gonna happen. Yeah, he's just spinning. He does. The thing about it is, Quick Pump, Breon doesn't know what he wants to do. But I mean, at the end of the day, he's making money. When he figures out what he wants to do, he'll be able to then focus on it. He's just unfocused right now, Quick Pump. Nick Walker should show back up for his paycheck. But as soon as he gets done with that show, he needs to give it a break. Try to qualify for the Mr. Olympia as early as possible, and then just hang it up until the Mr. Olympia takes place. But folks, that is the end of the show. I want to thank everybody for joining me. And, well, gonna get on with the weekend, folks. Y'all don't drink too much. Don't grill out too much. Well, there's no such thing as grilling out too much. If you grill out, hook a brother up with some food, you know. Negro hungry sometimes. The only thing I would do would be slingshot some needles at him there. I mean, let's put it this way, Ryan. Personal trainer, diet coach, nutritionist, steroid dealer, they're all the same. But... But I'm out, folks. Peace and soul.